All right, back by popular demand, even though he was only on about a month ago, is my boy and good friend, Mr. Jeff Champion, the Alabama legend. This is a little deviation from the norm where I'm usually talking to someone who's world class in what they do. Not to say that my man isn't world class in golf, pool, and a bunch of other things, storytelling. But we just sit down and have a conversation about all things golf and life, which is really what, as many of you know, the Golf 360 podcast is meant to be golf, life, and how to improve at both. So Jeff and I sit down. We have a great discussion. Talk about a lot about stories from the PGA Tour, some more life on the mini tours, and you're just going to get a big kick out of this, a lot of laughs. He's going to continue to endear himself to everybody, and I hope that he can become a regular on the show because it's just a blast talking to him, catching up, and I just love the guy to death. So, as always, sit back, relax, give a big Golf 360 welcome, and give it up for my boy, the Alabama golf legend, Mr. Jeff Champion. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Golf 360 podcast. I'm the host, Pete Popovich. So you may be asking yourself, what is Golf 360? And Golf 360 is a show that was designed to introduce you to people associated with the game of golf to help you improve not only at your game, but also your life. Almost all of our guests are from within the industry in some way, shape, or form, but some of the guests we have are from outside the industry, and it mainly revolves around the business world with a few others scattered in here and there. Now, all of the guests that we have a few things in common. One, they all were highly successful and accomplished in their field. Two, each has something to pass along that will help you in your game and your life. And three, they were all more than willing to give back by passing along the things that they used to help them in their career and even some of the mistakes that they made so that others don't make them in their journey. So I hope you find listening to them as enjoyable as I did interviewing them, and that each and every one of you benefits from the information that they so willingly and graciously pass along. This episode of the Golf 360 podcast is brought to you by Affinity Wealth Management Group. We all work exceptionally hard for our money, and none of us can afford to let that fall into the dark abyss of the big box financial service firms with their jack of all trades and master of none mantra, which basically means you become a number within a cookie cutter model, which is often accompanied by massive fees. Your future deserves more than average returns, and at Affinity Wealth Management, they ensure that your financial goals receive highly individualized, tailored attention from experts who are in the industry to be great and not average. As a client of Affinity Wealth, you will receive a customized solution to your customized life, keeping in mind your family's financial situation, values, and risk tolerance. Contact them today at 248-840-3863 or www.affinitywealthmg.com. This podcast is brought to you in part by Just Thrive Probiotic. You may be surprised to learn that your digestive system is the key to creating and maintaining the quality of your physical, mental, and emotional health, and it's one of the body's most essential systems. That's why the majority of nutritionists today highly recommend probiotics as an indispensable nutritional supplement. As a discriminating consumer, you've probably been searching for a probiotic that is proven, potent, and effective, and you found it. Just Thrive is your best choice for maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Just Thrive Probiotic captures the power of hundreds of thousands of years of nature's design with a specialized bacillus strain formulation that guarantees survivability through the stomach and upper digestive system. Supports optimum gut health, digestive health, immune health, and delivers antioxidants. Great for adults, kids, and the whole family. Use promo code GOLF360 at www.thriveprobiotic.com for 10% off your order. All right, we're back again with the legend. The Alabama kid, Jeff Champion, by high demand. You were the number one demanded guest to come back on. How about that, brother?
Pete, first of all, let me say happy late Thanksgiving from the Champion family. We greatly appreciate you having me on here, and my wife thanks you because it gets me out of her house for about an hour or so. She's tickled because she's finally got some peace and quiet, but that is pretty cool. But, the thing is, man, we got to talk about a lot of things that a lot of people want to talk about and hear about. I mean, just life in general, golf. So that's pretty cool.
I,
So hey, man, how was your Thanksgiving? Everybody good?
it was good. Ate too much and still eating too much. Leftovers always the best, isn't it?
How long does that last? Because since you brought that up, like if I don't go throw that, there's still some in the microwave. If I don't go throw this away, this is like, I mean, I have put on an eating clinic. That and what is in turkey or ham that makes you want to go straight and take a nap once you get done? Because
Tryptophan.
that whatever that is,
But
whatever that
you
means,
know
and
what
I
that
can't spell it.
well, you know what they're finding out. Well, the guys who study this shit all the time, because I've had a couple on the show, is it's not so much the tryptophan, is it's the overabundance of carbs that you eat. So you got potatoes and corn and stuffing and
Of course you did. I hope.
cranberry sauces, and all the stuff they
Yes,
put in that.
Lord.
That's full of, and then you have a drink or two, and then you have
Now
pumpkin
you're
pie,
talking.
apple pie, pecan pie. I
Come
mean,
on with it.
and then it's like all them carbs hit you, and then you just have that carb crash, and you're out cold.
Man, now there you have it. All this time, see, Boo gave me his. Yeah, yeah. Never mind. I'm not going to give you what he told me while I was going to sleep. But that's perfect because everything you just said, I did, and it worked. I mean, like I did it, ate, went to sleep, woke up, ate, went back. I mean, man, if it's Thanksgiving, it is over. Oh yeah, it is. I'm thinking now this will be Saturday tomorrow. Then we got. How about this whole year is almost gone, Pete?
No kidding. I mean, I'm sure a lot
Man,
of
it's gonna
people
be
would like to see it
Christmas.
gone, right?
Well, to keep it, yes, and it's a shame. Yeah, yeah, no, of course, time as we get older seems like it goes by a heck of a lot faster. When we was growing up as kids, I know you heard the same thing I did. When we was kids, man, we got out for Thanksgiving or Christmas holidays or what have you, and it seemed like forever. Santa Claus was never going to make it,
Mm-hmm.
and now every day seems to be the same. And as I'll be 57 if I make it in December, so here we go. Now they're going by left and right. Just every day seems the same. And here, getting back to what you just said, amen to keep it as pleasant as we can keep it. Yes, I'm ready for this year to get behind us, and for the next couple of years too. I mean, because we're definitely borderline living in like the twilight zone right now. This is crazy, man.
It is. I think I don't know who I was talking to today. It might have been someone on Facebook, a friend of mine. I was reading her post, but uh, it reminds me all this craziness of I was a big history person. I like to watch a lot of documentaries, and
Me and you both, amen.
I watched that. That's an 8 or 12 part series on the history of Cuba, and why I bring that up is, according to the documentary, they said that Castro and his group of rebels controlled what was at that time the radio waves. As
So they dictated everything.
they controlled the message, and they would go out and they would do a raid and they would get their ass kicked, but they would go back and say how they won and it was great and all this other shit. And
That's the media we live in to this day.
yeah, exactly. And I'm looking at this saying that's exactly what's happening today, because all this crazy shit that the news has on every day. And I ask every friend I have, I said, do you see any of this crazy shit that's happening? And I haven't had one that says, yeah, it happened in my. I saw him running down the street with this shit. Now I have some friends and family live in Chicago, and they say it's pretty bad in some areas that they've seen, or you could hear the screaming and the yelling and the rise and all that shit. But outside of that, I don't know anybody that's come into contact with one of these nut jobs, we'll call them. So I'd have to say, if I had money to bet, it's a minute minority that's getting all the attention and then just controlling the entire discussion. And
Hands down. And,
right,
go
it's
ahead. I'm
bad,
sorry.
but
Hands down.
it's bad, but I think that I would have to say 95 or more percent of the country is what I would consider normal, where whether you're a Republican or Democrat, you could sit down at a table and have a normal discussion the same way you could for the past 60 years. It's just the extreme radicals, both sides, that are causing a lot of problems and getting the attention. But you remember, like, you were in school and the kid that always caused the trouble got all the attention. They wouldn't do shit right, and they'd say, okay, you're doing a great job today. We're going to give you an extra couple cookies at lunch. You're like, hey, man, I've been doing good shit all year, and this guy does it once, and he going to get all the reward?
That's about as plain as you can put it. And I'm going to tell you something. What you just said is so on point. On a smaller version, the simplest way, you can turn depending on what side you on, which side of the plate you bat on, Republican, Democrat. Well, I'm gonna go this route. I don't care. You're either a Democrat or you're an American, and I go there. But with that me being saying this, just say this: that you can't we you can turn it on CNN and you can hear anything you want if you're on CNN side. You can turn it on Fox and you can hear everything you want if you're on Fox's side. So here we go. We've got both sides doing it. Now, which side you believe is one way or another, but when they break it down, I don't, and you said it a while ago, 95% of this stuff is made up till somebody used to. It was what they're saying. You were innocent to proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're guilty till you're proven innocent. We've got people with that kid that he got dismissed on a self defense charge. I knew everybody wasn't gonna like that. The part that got me on that one was that it was a racist. They want a black person involved in that the
Yeah.
whole deal.
And how are you making it
Now,
racist out of that?
now, what this is how they fired off at that was that, well, if it had been a black person, he'd have been charged different. Well, I say that to say this. Now that everybody is turning everything in to, they have pitted us against ourselves to the point where there is no out. It doesn't matter, oh, okay, I agree. Then you're racist. I don't agree. Then you're racist. And I'm talking about any color, not just you and I. I mean, it's now they've and we've got a person that's supposed to be in charge that, and I'm sorry, that can't remember if he wiped his ass this morning or not, and it's a shame. And then you got one that comes in there behind him, oh shits and giggles, and literally now I'm just being an American. They say what you want about Donald Trump. And I didn't agree with everything he said. I don't agree with his hairdo. I don't agree with half shit he did. But I do believe that his interest more was in the red, white, and blue. Okay, today I heard where out of that X million barrels, I'm not going to get into this because boy,
Yeah,
that take away from
we
our
go
little
down a
golf
long road
thing.
going that way, and we ain't politicians. Some
And
asshole going to say something.
now I'm not going to apologize for being red, white, and blue, but I'm not going to drive everybody nuts. But with that being said, okay, so by the way, I know for a fact you didn't get to watch Brooksy
No,
and
but
Bryce.
I got to ask you one question because
Come on with it.
you're probably the best storyteller I know. But last time when we were going to come on, we had to delay it because I'll call it misplaced your phone. So I'll be speaking of political. I'll be politically correct. You misplaced your phone and got a new one, and then when we were scheduled to do this one yesterday, your wife messaged me and says, "Hey,
You have no
I gotta
idea
tell you,
how embarrassed I
Champ
was
done
when
lost his
my
phone
wife.
again." So you got to tell this
You ought to
story.
heard Chef, yeah. Well, you ought to heard your might as well be your sister-in-law, Shelly Champion, the boss of the Champion family, the Fox Solid Champions here in Tell City, Alabama. She's like, you got something you got to do tonight, and I'm like, honey, I don't have my phone. Well, this didn't fly good with her, so. Yes. So anyway, as a matter of fact, she said, I guess I can say this. She said, "How the hell do you lose your phone from number two to the 100-yard marker?" Now we're on the golf course, and I said, "So I have to go back out there and ride around in the dark." And I actually did look for it. I almost said I had that like to look for it, but I did look for it. So she's in the other room listening to everything I'm saying right now. And I did look for it, but I couldn't find it in the dark. But this is what she told me the next day. So she gets up and heads to her mama, going to do Thanksgiving and get everything ready. So she swings by the golf course. She ain't there 5 minutes, and I get a phone call, or my mother gets a phone call. I found his damn phone. Where? Well, the last place I looked. So she found it the last place she looked. So and she said, maybe you want to put it on a necklace and hang it around your neck. I mean, I've heard everything you could think of.
You're gonna be the
And
white Italian version of Flavor Flav.
yeah, I'm gonna be the white Italian dude of Flavor Flav with a big phone, but a clock. So yeah. And my wife was, she don't think she didn't get a kick out of that too. So then I get up and I'm like, and I was gonna sleep in a little bit. And I'm like, wait a minute, I got shit. So I have to jump up, So I head over to my mother-in-law's, which is the greatest woman of all times, and she's, Lord, she's been cooking since like 4th of July for Thanksgiving. You know how they do, it. And man, but she lays it down. She ain't playing with her stuff. Everything's the original. It ain't it's
It's
not
from
nothing out
scratch.
of
She
the
does the old school way,
Yes,
like my mom
man,
does.
you better know it too. And like, if you just start going in there and like just sampling shit, by the time you make like 2 circles and the family gets there, you're over there, with the newspaper over your face. You done took a nap. I'm like, it's the big one, man. So anyway, I get my phone and Shelly's like, your phone's in my car charging. You might want to return a few of them damn phone calls. I'm like, how you doing, sugar? Well, anyhow, I had to return a few phone calls, and yours was the very first one. I'm like, did you read that text? I was like, da-da, found it, and then I knew I was going to get a smiley face, something out of that. You was like, every time I deal with this damn pro, man, his ass has lost his phone. I've lost it from Biloxi to here, hell, 3 times. I've lost it on the eastern part of the continent. I mean, let's see. Yeah. I mean, every time I deal with you, I lose a phone.
Mm.
But we back in the game now. That's that's the last message I sent you. I said, get your game face on because we back in the game.
You
I'm
gotta
ready
get
to
you
go.
one of them apps. If you and your wife have the same phone, like
A
you got an iPhone.
GPS out.
Well, I don't know what kind it is. My mom, me and my
I
brother
do
were
need
getting in
something,
all
man.
kind of shit before we got all settled down. My mom said, well, now we all have iPhones. We're going to get all this app that I can track where you guys are. I said,
I'm going to need an app or put a damn cowbell around it where it just rings every time somebody shakes it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Hang on. Watch out. Here we go. I got to get it here around the champion bar for a minute. All right, now we got everything. We got the phone back, so we back in the game.
What are you sipping on tonight?
Well, being it's Friday, vodka.
Yep. I got this new
Hey,
vodka. I work with this guy. He said, you like vodka? I
please
said,
tell me, is it Deep Eddy?
it's Blue Ice.
Have you ever tried Deep Eddies?
Uh-uh.
Okay, the reason that I got barred from it, from my wife, is that because it literally, man, she's over here giving, man, you could cut a dime on them, but damn woman, get out of her eyesight. You literally, they shouldn't do this because it tastes like water. Like you could just drink it, like you could just drink it on ice. Deep Eddy, and it comes it comes in the regular 40 proof, whatever. Then they have the lemonade, the grapefruit, the different stuff that comes like 35 proof. But it's almost too good to get after.
You know, I gave a guy a lesson one time. This has got to be 15 years ago, maybe 12. And he was on the original recipe team for Grey Goose, going way back when Grey Goose. And that was my go. Man, that stuff was so good. I remember back in the day,
You remember when it came out and had that big old bottle? And the bottle alone just sold it. And in the bottle, you looking like, damn.
Well, before I went, so between the time that I played the DP Tour and then went back and played that, was it Tar Heel Tour, and we'll talk some about that again. I mean, I used to work at this course here, and we used to have to get there by 6. So you'd eat dinner at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, and then by 8:30, you don't want to get off the sofa. Well, nothing on Hilton Head back then would get going until 10:30 at night. It would start to pick up, and then by 11, it was going pretty good. So we would go out, and I'd have a couple of drinks. I'm ready to go to bed, and this guy says, "Here, you got to try this Red Bull." And I said, "Here, that tastes pretty good. Let me put it in this Grey Goose." And I was drinking Grey Goose and Red Bull. I'd drink 3 or 4 of those, and I'd be ready to go the rest of the night.
You're out cutting grass at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, but then the next day, you go to bed at 3:34 in the morning. You're at work at 6. You like blink twice, and you got to get up and go to work. And then I'd be standing there at the bag drop, and I feel like I'm going to pass out because I'm so tired, and my heart's ready to beat out of my chest. I said, there ain't something right with this stuff.
No. Yeah, there's a fine line between that when your eyelids are blinking and your heart, you think you finna blast off and fly off somewhere. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was that.
I look like one of them cartoons. Remember when them cartoons see the real good looking girl and her heart starts pounding out her chest?
Yeah, that Red Bull and vodka thing, regardless of what flavor vodka, that that was kind of a one-hit wonder
I said,
deal
Red Bull, you
because,
got to go.
yeah. Well, I don't think that stuff's that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
But anyway,
I don't think.
that Grey Goose guy. So he asked me, so you like it? I said, oh yeah, too much. And I was never that big a drinker, but I said, yeah, that Grey Goose is my thing.
Me neither.
And he said, what do you think of it now? And I
I
said, well,
still
it
like
kind
it
of
too
tastes a
much.
little different. He said, yeah, they sold it for $1 billion. And when you sell it, he said, I think they tweaked it. I
I'm
think
sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. My ear popped. I thought you said
a
$1 billion.
billion with a B. $1 billion
No.
they sold Grey Goose for. This is, like I said, 12, 15 years ago.
We could rent one of them yachts, as Jerry Clare called it, and
Mm.
ride around out there on the wide open sea for a little while.
Hatchets.
Yeah, yachts. That's what he called it down in. Yeah, we're gonna get on one of them yachts and roll around for a
So,
little while.
well, he was saying, well, he thought they changed the recipe and they watered it down. He said, because when you're selling, I don't know how many millions of bottles they sell, and you're trying to make back $1 billion, you got to cut every penny is a lot of money at that kind.
Well,
Especially when you're trying to
yeah.
save to get another Yatchet.
Yeah, if you're doing it a piece of copper and a yacht at a time, that's going to take a little bit. So you no doubt about that.
You know,
Listen,
we're
let's
talking about
go.
stories. I
Go
got to
ahead.
ask you, do you remember Chris Devlin played that
Do I
DP tour?
remember, man? He's one of my boys. I mean, he played here at UAB,
That's a
which is,
UAB. Yep.
yeah, he yeah, Devlin. Yes, that's 30 minutes from where I live. So
He had
Devlin
the
was always
craziest.
around in the day.
Yes, he had the craziest round of 9 holes I ever seen because I think he had a quad on the first. No, he tripled the first hole.
Was this on the DP tour?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
I know what you're
tripled the
talking about.
first hole, and he made a quad on the ninth hole, and he shot even par.
Well, I was going to say, what
Seven
he shoot
birdies in
like four
between.
under. That
I
okay. Well, I'm
said, "Damn,
glad you.
Chris, how do you shoot
I
even
had
par with
thought
seven birdies?"
I ain't thought about Dale in forever. I did see him. Got to go. The last time I saw him was at a shindig in Destin, and I think he's down there now. I think he's an agent or something. I'm not absolutely sure. But Devlin, at this time, him, Graham McDowell, Devlin's
Devlin's
who
from
got
Ireland, right?
Graham. Yeah,
Yeah.
Devlin is who got Graham over here. Now, Devlin came older. He was a soccer player. Like he was a professional soccer player, and I'm not sure how they did this, but I know that I'm 99% this is true. He was a professional soccer player over there, but he came over here and played golf. And again, don't hold me to this, but he came over here and played at UAB, and he's who got Graham over here to go with it. Well, they at UAB they had Peyton Osborne. Hell, I mean they had like one of the top college golf teams in the country. Well, they would come on Mondays at Alpine Bay where I played at when I was home from the DP tour. They'd all come up there and we'd all go play and have a little $5 box, and they'd be like 10 in the field. Now you got to understand that whoever got in the box, you better shoot 8, 10, 11 under because this. I mean, half these guys went on and played on the damn tour off and
Mm-hmm.
on here and there. Now we didn't know at the time. I remember the we played one day, the coldest day that I can remember playing out there. And anyway, Graham goes and shoots the course record at our golf course. I had the course record. Well, he goes and shoots 61, and it's about minus 80 degrees. I mean, like, I don't know how, hell, you couldn't hold on to a club. And I thought, this guy might be pretty good. Turns out he wins the U.S. Open, a few things out
Just a
there.
little bit.
But they were some of the best kids. When we got done, a shout out to my boy Donut Nixon, if anybody's listening. He had a bar around here, still does, or did. He don't no more. But we'd all go by his place and have beer and chicken wings. Well, instead of gambling for some of them kids, the bet would be they'd be a few of us, because they was college kids. They financially they didn't need to be gambling anyway. It was just whoever won the match, the losers would pay for the chicken wings and a couple of pictures of beer, just something simple.
Mm-hmm.
But dealing with Chris, which Devlin was a good dude, and then you, like I said, you had Graham. It's kind of ironic right here in Alabama, right here in Nowhereville. Some of the best players are some very good players came through here that went on and have actually did pretty good for herself. And Devlin's got to rank. I mean, Graham's got to rank pretty high at top of the list.
Who else would be on that list?
Now, Garrett. Okay, Peyton Osborne should have played out there. He very, very talent wise, without a doubt. His brother Garrett's a younger one. He's still trying to play a little bit. I think he's on the Corn Ferry. Both of these kids are very good kids. Well, man, I'm 50. Okay, so they're Garrett. Hell, they're both hell. They're. You know what? I feel now I'm embarrassed. Um, Garrett's got to be high 30s, and Peyton's got to be low 40s. And here I am talking about kids. That's how far fetched. We got now Will Cox, which is my boy. Will, what he shot 58 out there with a bogey, won one of them Wichita Open or something on which I always just call it like the nationwide tour.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, because it just narrows it down instead of going from each year on what the hell they call it next. Is what it boils down to.
Buy.com or Nationwide was our
right.
era,
Buy.com is buy.com. There you go. One of those two. If anybody has any knowledge of golf, they understand what the heck we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, but with Will Cox, he's still here. Will does a lot of good stuff for the kids. He puts on a lot of junior programs. I think he's going to try to play again. I hope so, because he's very, very talented, and he can flat get it done. He's won at every level he's ever played at. Like I said, he shot 58 in a tour event, so that narrows it down. And with the bogey, I mean, I've shot 58 more times than I can count, but I still had like 16, 17. Wait a minute. I still had at least 3 holes left. I knew, when I come in there. The 60 is the closest I came, and it was on a golf course where it was legalized cheating, so mine don't really count. But we did have a few good players come through here. But UAB, their college program had they had some good kids that came through that went on and played at different spots. But college golf, I think you and I talked about this before, Pete. These kids are coming right out of college right now. At any college, I'm not the college that you don't even hear about, and they're not afraid to win. They coming right out of college, going through what now you got to do. I just saw the new Q School thing. Are you a fan of that? I'm jumping around a little bit, but are you a fan?
I haven't made up my mind where they're. I can see why they're. Some of the reasoning on why they're pulling kids out of college. And I don't even know what the criteria is. Top 10, top 20, go right to the Corn Ferry, and then you got to qualify for Corn Ferry. But to me, what it looks like is they're making the PGA Tour almost like a closed shop, or only one avenue to get there.
Done.
The same way they did the Champions Tour.
That's exactly. And let me ask you this: if you take 8 days, and when I say 8 days, you got 2 practice rounds, and then you got 6 days of golf. And what they were saying, after when we was down there at final stage, that was Heath. Well, Heath didn't have to go through. He did the battlefield. Me and Boo and Travis, the whole crew. If 2 practice rounds and 6 days of golf, if you think that's luck, then you're a complete idiot on golf. 2 practice rounds back to back, and then 6 competitive days of the hardest thing you've ever dealt with. You don't luck your way. You luck your way through a Monday qualifier. You luck your way through a 1-day shootout. That's luck. You don't luck your way through 6 days of competitive golf with the best players that's not on the tour that you're dealing with. 6 days, not 4 days. 4 days is hard enough. We agree to that, right?
Yep, no doubt.
6 days is absolutely. So when they cut that loose, now I had no problem on the Monday qualifying deal when they raised it from 200 to 400 because I think we had this talk the last time we were together.
And then they did the pre-qual before the qualifier.
That's right. Then they all of a sudden decided. So they're milking it for all they can. I get that, and they're trying to eliminate. Old Joe, that's a lawyer that wants to just go play the Monday qualifier, and then go that night and have dinner and say I played the Monday qualifier today. But 6 days of golf. If that don't get you on the tour, now they're cutting it loose. So let me get you. Okay, I need you to help me through this. So now all I can qualify for is the Corn Ferry. Again, here I go. So I can qualify for the Corn Ferry, and then I have to play my way into the top 25 the next year to get on the tour. And that is that it?
I think that's how it goes.
I think so. And which, okay, I got no problem with that. But to say that the 8 days, the 6 days, man, we was down in West Palm playing the bear trap and all that shit. That 6 days was as brutal. People's passing out, not because of heat. The nerves, the things that you do or you see people do, 6 days of golf to change your life. 2 days of golf at your club on the Saturday and Sunday dogfight is tough as a figure of speech. You throw 4 days, okay, 3 days for our mini tour deals, 4 days for the tour. Now you got 6 days for your life, because for a lot of people that almost it was for your life, because after the ones that didn't make it, they probably wasn't going. 90% of the ones that didn't make it probably wasn't going to get another chance. They didn't have the backers or the money to say, let's go do it again, regroup, shake it off, rub some dirt on it, and let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's if 6 days don't get you on the tour, damn. And then you take the senior tour. I mean, what they've done, and I kind of get it. They're trying to eliminate everybody that they can, because a senior tour is their retirement fund for the guys that's played 20 years. I understand that. And that's why, what do they take? 2 people? Something like that?
It's something like that. In the qualifying school, and they get you that you can go to Monday qualifying. But what I don't get is because the PGA Tour pension fund was grandfathered under some old tax codes, which means that if you qualified for your pension out there, even if you were stupid with your money, your pension fund is going to be ridiculous.
Ever. So it ain't going to change.
It ain't going to change. So I don't understand. How much money can you get? And I'm not saying, well, these guys shouldn't make it, but I'm saying, why are they making a close shot? Because from what I remember, and I've been watching the Champions Tour, what we used to call it Senior Tour, right? Since I was in high school, because that was when Lee Trevino and Nicklaus and all those guys were moving up there.
Come on with
it. And that would, to me, that was the heyday of that tour. Shortly when Nicklaus and Trevino were kind of just getting to that 57,
that was
58.
The heyday.
Yeah, you had Larry Loretti and Jim Albus and Tom Wargo. You had all these guys who were club pros. I'm pretty sure they all Mondayed in and played well enough and then won to get their card. And you ain't never going to have that again.
Okay, Jay Siegel.
Yep, he was another
one. He had 5 friends, and nobody else liked him. He stayed amateur until he turned 50, but he was so good they couldn't deny him. He went out there and he went from 50 to 55. He spent 5 years where he tortured their ass out there. Well, they didn't like him as a figure of speech because he was an amateur. He hadn't earned it. Well, golf is a game you play.
How about Alan Doyle?
Yeah, he earned it.
Alan did the same thing.
Well, that's my next one. And I'm going to tell you, I'm the biggest. I'm one of his biggest fans. He not only did he come out there late, he went on and won the damn tour championship on the damn the buy.com thing when he was 49. Remember that?
Yep.
He won that at 49, and then turned and went on out there on the senior thing and dusted him. Man, if you were standing behind him when he putted, it looked like he just raked it in the hole. You remember that? Yes. He was a hockey guy.
In fact, I was with Jake. We were in LaGrange, Georgia. Remember that golf course?
That's where he was from.
Yep. And Jake said, I need to get a putter regroup. We got there a day or two early, and he calls up. He pulls out the phone book, and we go to this driving range, and they got these.
Our boy, you talking about
Reeves? Yes, Jake Reeves. Yep. So and Jake, you're coming on the show next, brother. So you just get yourself ready.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, you're coming on. And so anyway, we go this. He says, "Come on, let's go. I got to get this grip." And we drive, and we're out in the middle of nowhere, and we pull in the parking lot, and the putt has cinder blocks around each hole. And
that's his place, man.
Damn, where in the hell are we? And we go in, and I mean, it's a painted cement floor, and they got all these old clubs, and there's some old timer at the counter, and Jake's talking to him, and Alan Doyle walks out of the back office, and Jake looks at him and says, "Alan?" He said, "Jake?" So they start talking. I say, "Okay, it's Alan Doyle. I'm playing pro golf. He's playing. I don't care who he is. I want to beat his ass. But
Well,
anyway,
of course, especially that old timer.
and this was like his second or third year on the Senior Champions Tour. Sorry, it's
How'd
politically
that
correct.
go?
Anyway, he says, Alan, you having a pretty good year? He says, yeah, about 1.6 million worth. I said, damn.
Yeah, and that's when they're not paying shit.
Uh-huh.
He done made him a 1.6, and they didn't pay him nothing good out there. Boy, I knew one thing. He could hit it low and left, and he could hit that. You know what? It don't matter which way you hit it, as long as you know where it's going to end up at, then you can play this game. There ain't no doubt. That's what's so cool about golf. That what had happened? Okay, hold on. I'm going back in archives here, man. I
You're
wish
going into
we had
Rolodex.
yes, boy. I wish we had a deal where we could call out on some anybody listening. Because we had a page where they could see us. The dude that played in the tennis shoes in the cow pasture made it one year. Went out there and hit some balls.
Landers.
Yep. What?
Was it,
I mean, now granted, now I see how they could weed them out when they, but still, if hell, senior Q school was 4 days or 5 days or some shit, ain't it? Man, my buddy Ben Bates Benny is as good as he gets, and he's went through there and shot 15 under and missed it by one or two, and they took two people out of that senior thing, which again I understand they won't. That's their retirement, so you're kind of trying to step on their toes a little bit. And they have earned 20 years on the tour.
Mm-hmm.
Then now, and when you hit 50, you can just get you a mobile home when you wife and and ride. And that would be the ultimate retirement. 3 days, no cut, ride around. And if you kept yourself in shape where you still could compete, not that, excuse me, this Bernhard Langer, he's like 94, 95, and he's won 700,000 tournaments. He might not be, but like 84. I'm not sure, but he won, he's won as many tournaments as he is old.
I want to see our boy.
Amazing, man.
I want to see our boy Scotty Perrell catch him one of these years before he starts to get a little too old, where he starts losing distance. I want to see Perrell win that thing one year.
Somehow, either call him or I'm gonna call him, and I'm talking about Scotty Too Hottie. Let's do however we got to get the three of us on. I don't care. I am, me and you are, okay. I'm going to go ahead and speak for you. I hope I'm not out of line. Two of the biggest fans of Scott Perrell on this planet. If there's one person, I've said it before, and our last one, I'll say it in this one, I'll say it in the next one, I'll say it forever. Scott Perrell, if he's one person deserves what he's gotten, it is Scott Perrell.
Yes, and if you don't like him, you don't like yourself.
There's not a nicer guy, first of all, that I know that's very legit. How you do it? I've never heard him say a bad word, a down word, or anything about anybody. He's always been, hey, good to see you. How you doing? Every time I text him, he texts me back within 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. Hey, good to hear from you, pro. I mean, and you well deserved. Who the hell hangs on? Okay, he's 2 years younger than me. He hung on through the DP days when me and him was in our 34 and 5s. He could have quit at any minute, still hung in there. Because there's a time between 40 and 50, Pete, for people that have established themselves on the tour. That between 40 and 50, when they're not competing and they're like, okay, what am I going to do for the next? He grinded it out the whole time, got out there, finally won another, won one, and now he's getting get paid for all of his efforts. And if there's one person that's more deserving than him, I'd like to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
You agree? I mean, and the good a dude as they get, man.
He's like the epitome of grit and determination and never give up. If you want to look up in Webster's dictionary, don't give up, then you're going to see a picture of Scott Perrell.
I guarantee you that's right. His wife should have her picture beside him, because we all say this. Behind somebody doing that right there, it takes his wife, your partner in crime. Look, you can't do that shit solo.
Mm-mm.
Because that shit can go either way. They can either raise hell and you done what you thinking, trying to them taking money off our table, or they pop you on the ass and say, "Tell you what you need to do: get out there and get the practicing because we done come this far. We ain't turning back now." Him and his wife ought to be proud. They ought. Look, I'm the biggest Scott Purell fan. I might go have a T-shirt made soon. Seriously, I'm not joking about this, man. Look, I've been a fan of Scott Purell's for a long time. I mean, you talked about this the last time we was together. Man, he's earned it. He's legit earned it. Don't you agree?
Yep. You know who else is a great guy?
Come on with it.
And he's having some. It's not trouble. He just ain't been working a lot right now. Is Kip Henley?
Man, hold on. Okay, I've been wanting to know how the brothers was doing because I can't get up with them somehow or another. I don't know if I've been blocked. I don't think Kip's so popular on Twitter that I don't think he takes private messaging. Now, Brent's been on the show. We had a great time catching up, and he wanted to catch up during the Heritage when he was here. I think he was canning for Bo Van Pelt because he had packed it up. He told me, "That's I'm doing this last term. I'm done." And then I think he was retired 3 weeks, and then I think he got a call from Bo Van Pelt. Don't quote me. And no, you're on to something.
They went on a run, but Kip got. I don't know what happened with Kip. If I can't remember, but I know just following him on Twitter that he's not been on a regular bag now for a little while. And I mean, as good as that guy is, and as good a caddy as he is,
well,
I don't know why someone doesn't snatch him up.
They have made both of them boys have made a lot of pros a lot of money helping them through their times, and people think what they want. But you good, but you're just good as your caddy. That right there. I mean, I understand the player still. He's at one level, but with a bad caddy, oh my God, what? Yep, I'm afraid so. You know that story. Hell,
if anyone don't know that story, go back to episode 1 that Champ and I did, and that's the audiogram. You check on my social media, you'll see that one. Let me ask you this question: Who is the best player that you ran across that did not make it?
That did not make it,
but they should have made it.
Oh, I can tell you where he's at right now. No, I can tell you he's a 27-year-old kid right now. Been to Q school 30 times. Jacob. I want to make sure. And this, well, I don't know why Travis, Jacob Harper. Write this down. If you, I'm serious about this. Write this down right beside you so that you won't forget it. He's a left-handed kid. Played at Auburn. He runs around and plays in a bunch of big-time gambling matches all over the country with all my boys, and I got some cats. Jacob Harper. He's the best I ever saw. I mean, he's damn. I mean, he's
and you've seen a lot. That's why I asked you.
He's see, this is hard for me to swallow because you know where I stand with Boo. I think that Boo's best.
But Boo made it. Boo, but we're talking about the best that ain't made it.
This kid's he keeps trying, but he'll go. I've been on the ice end of it when I went out there and gambled against him, and he hung 62, 61s at golf courses that they wasn't out there. He might be 28, 29 now. I see him 3 times or 4 times a summer at some of these matches we go to. But he goes to Q school, and he I don't know why he can't. In that part, he's uncomfortable there. But if you grabbed him and dropped him off at any golf course on the planet, and he never got to see it before. He's left-handed. He's a big boy. He hits it as far as he wants to, and he's got the short game of Phil Mickelson, and he putts it better than Tiger. And I know, but why he hadn't made it, I have no idea.
Well,
I don't know.
I think you said key word is he gets uncomfortable. And
he's out of his element.
Well, the years I played, and I tell a lot of people this, I said every level you go up, the variables change and they increase. And if you're not accustomed to the variables that you're at your level, and then you go to the next,
you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes,
as simple as that.
Because
you got to accept being uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, and if you watch Boo's career, You know, he was on that DP tour with us, and I don't remember what he won, like 11 times that summer, something stupid.
How many he wanted to?
Yes.
What it boiled down to then.
And then he got his tour. He got through Q school at Bear Lakes
Okay,
because I was there.
Hold on. I got to tell the story. I'll forget it if I don't. But you'll appreciate it. Okay, so we go to Q school, and he's wearing these damn, his dove shooting outfit and all that shit.
His rain pants, right?
Yeah, he got on his rain pants, and he goes shoot 16, 18 under, and he makes it. Bud misses by one. We done been through all that. So he gets his first year out on the tour. And, of course, we talking every day pretty much all the time. I mean, it's like it ain't that much now, but we stay in touch all the time. So he's in Atlanta, and they washed him off. If you might remember this at the Bell South. Well, he goes and shoots like 62 or 3. Shoots like 28 or 29 on last 9 holes. Well, now they're going to interview him. Well, hell, the tour ain't thought nothing about it because, hell, he got close to making a cut, bless his heart, because he told me he called and he's like, I don't know where I'm at. And he literally, like it wasn't like going to the Jameson Inn everywhere, every time, when we went somewhere. Remember that? That's when we stayed, brother, every week. Well, Boo was out of his element, man. He was by himself. I mean, and I mean this, I don't mean this disrespectful toward him by no means. He just was out of his element and nobody to kind of guide him through shit. And he's trying to get from A to B and he couldn't. Well, anyway, he played good all year. And the Bell South, the second day, this is make the cut. He shoots like 75, and then he goes shoots like 62 or 3. But he shoots 28 or 29 on the last 9 holes. Well, he's got on these damn rain breeches. So when they interview him, he's wearing his shit. There he is with his rain breeches on. Well, when he gets done, he calls me and he says, you ain't going to believe this shit. Whoever was the cat running the show, then he says, look here, man, you got to get on some damn real pants. And Boo's like, I got this rash. Well, I mean, the rash. He had that rash. Well, anyway, I said, because you can't keep dressing like you at a damn dove shoot, man. I mean, you're going to have to damn get on some breeches sooner or later. They make them for you out there. I mean, they hadn't taken him serious until then, because they hadn't. Well, he goes there. I'm going to jump forward 5 or 6 years. He gets on, loses his card, of course. He don't make it like 97,000. He makes that in like one tournament. And when he gets his damn, loses his card, he goes back, and I hope you don't mind me telling this, Boo Boo, I love you, and I hope we still boys. He's done. He's got a family member, a good guy, good as they get. Dude, he wants to go to Louisiana to Monday qualify for, at the time, it was nationwide then, and he gives some money. He goes down there, Monday qualifies, finishes in, what would he have to finish to get to go to the next one? Top 10?
Top 15 on the nationwide.
Okay, maybe 50. It's either 50. Okay, whatever he's got to do, he finishes in either the top 10 or top 15, and he goes to the next one. It's $7,000 that his uncle gave him. So he takes that $7,000 and parlays it into $17 million. Is a long story short. He does that. He Monday qualifies. He gets on the tour, gets some status, and then he goes through for like 5 or 6 years. But he stays out there. He set a record, which I was bragging on him other day, which he gets aggravated at me, but that's my boy. I can't help it. He in Chattanooga, he got beat in a playoff. He never won on the nationwide, but he made enough money to make the $300,000 to get his card when he finally got it. But he never won. Usually you had to win. But in Chattanooga, he hit 68 out of 72 greens, missed 4 greens. Now that's pretty stout, dog. Yes, I think he shot the playoff went to 25 or 26 under. But if you've got 68 putts at it, and you can put, without being blindfolded, hell, you got to think you can make 25, 26 of them,
right?
Here and there. But anyway, that was pretty cool that he did that. And then he gets his card. And then all of a sudden, once he got comfortable, when he realized that, you know what, we just playing golf, and it ain't no different than the Saturday dog fight at home. I'm pretty sure, I guess, what they call the rest is history.
Yeah.
You got Ryder Cup.
That's what I mean. I mean, he went on the mini tours for a number of, 5 years or so, and then we
We knew how good he was. You
Yes.
and I did.
And
We saw it.
he got comfortable out there that year, and then he wins 11 times, and he gets his tour card, and then he's in the big show. Now he's real uncomfortable because.
Yeah.
And Boo, he
made
knows
fun
we
of
love him, but I mean, you go from a small town to the spotlight. That is a big change.
Especially him. And now Boo is one of the smartest people you'll meet.
And he is.
How he talks, everybody they gauged him on because we rednecks. He and I are rednecks. He's redneck. I'm redneck. They gauged him on that. They didn't think about using his IQ. He's way down sharper than the average bear. I can tell you what. I had damn golf. I'd rather have Boo rolling with me in any aspect of anything. Period. And I mean that not just because he's my buddy, but simple as that. But what you said was so true. When he got when he out there with us, we saw it. And that summer, I was looking for a mini tour to play, and I kept seeing this Boo Weekly. He 78, 76, 72. I thought this guy's donating money. Boo Weekly, somebody with silver spoon up his butt. Well, the time I got out there, he decided he got comfortable. I caught him just, boy, right there where I got one on the chin. So, like you said, he goes on, and once he gets comfortable, this cat's shooting 15, 20 under par. About every hell, he's shooting 14 to 18 to 20 under par. Am I telling a story, Pete?
No, he shot.
It was like 65, 66, 64.
Yes, no,
like,
those two back-to-back weeks he shot in 3-round tournaments. He shot 41 under.
Okay, I take that, man. Now, damn, I mean, yeah, and you and I was in there, shooting 8, 10, 12 under par, looking at each other. I'll buy you a beer. Well, I'll buy you one. I guess I'll see you next week. Hope so.
But that uncomfortable because, like you said, he lost his card that first year because he was not. I could see it on TV when they interviewed him.
He was embarrassed, man.
Yep, and he didn't know. It's like he didn't know what to do. And then
then
he spent them 5 years.
He told me.
What's that?
Davis Love, somehow or another, they got to talking hunting or duck hunting, something shit. That helped a little bit, but that was but everybody shot, everybody made fun of him. They thought he was but they had no idea. But I'm going to tell you what, he had that energy built up in him. When that shit come out, and because I'm going to tell you something, they say what they want. Boo in his prime, and anybody listening to this can mark me, send me something on Instagram. I don't care. Hope you do. I'd like to hear about it. But I've played 1,000 minimum rounds of golf for him, and it ain't because he's my buddy. I can guarantee you this. They ain't 5 people on the planet from tee to green in his prime could do. And Johnny Miller, I'm the worst. I'm not a fan of Johnny Miller's, but this, I'll tell you something. Johnny Miller does tell it like it is. Johnny Miller said it the best. He's one of the top 5 ball strikers I've ever saw in my lifetime. That ought to say something. Mm-hmm. And we saw it, man. And whether you're on the mini tours or the tour, well, okay, I'm going to just jump through there. 3 wins, I think 3 wins, twice up there at Joe Joint, Hilton Head. But the Ryder Cup, that deal he put on, you don't just do stuff. You don't hit 68 greens out of 72 holes.
What did he shoot? 28
good.
28 on the front 9 at the Ryder Cup.
That was at the Ryder Cup. Yeah, 28. Yeah, and I was up there. Thank God I told you I got to go. That back and the thing was, he hit it. He never hit it out of 10 foot on every hole. I mean, that dude shot 5 under par that he played, bless his heart, and got shut out through 16 holes. Mm-hmm. It's 5 under and didn't make a bogey. How'd you do at the Ryder Cup, man? I played good. What'd you shoot? Well, I was 5 under when he shut me out. I'm sorry. I was 5 under, Hoss. I had it going. I was going to catch him when we run out of holes.
But that's what I mean. I mean, he spent those, what was it, 3 or 4 years on the Nationwide back then, and he got.
It was 4 or 5 where it was almost.
But I think, and he played well. He played very well, and he played well enough to get accustomed to being in front of cameras and people who talk different than he did.
Yep, and once he did,
that was
hell
it.
Broke loose. That's right. Yep. And I tell you what, I hope his house is, I think, done or about done. Like I said, he's up. He's in Illinois hunting because I was going to try to get him on here with us tonight. He'll be back next week sometime, but we'll get it. Either that first year or whatever, we'll all get together.
Tell him not to leave any empty casings in his suitcase this time.
I can only ain't that to them. That's another. Well, we got.
We gonna give him shit over that.
Every time, every time we come up with a story, and I take that back. It ain't we came up with a story. Every time we do a story, there's one pops. I got to start writing them down because I got other day I called you and you were busy, but I was riding down the road and I'm laughing, and I know everybody on the east side of the highway was looking at me going, this guy right here literally probably has lost his mind. And I'm laughing about golf, and I'm trying to get hold of you just to where somebody laugh with me. Come on, tell you, man, laughing's good for the soul, and people need to do it more than everything. And with that being said, look, we got Christmas coming up. I hope everybody's ready for that best they can. Even though it's a little crazy, it ain't nothing we all can't get through, man, with the power of prayer and a few things here and there. Thank goodness.
Can I tell everybody, I put on all my social media, I said, look, I got a whole bunch of Golf 360 hats sitting in my kitchen that they ain't sitting in some container out in the ocean off of California. So if anyone wants a Christmas present, hit me up. I'll get you a hat.
I'm going to do mine on the thing. I need you to send me 5 of them, and I need to send my thing to you. Right. I've got them no, I'm going to get mine. No. And I don't need the freebies. I'm sending my money. I'm the average bearer, but I've got, my son, of course, he was nice enough to give me 3 before. Well, I got one that, he decided both of them fit better. I said, how the hell does both of them fit better?
Well,
you can't wear but one at a damn time.
I'm going to send your missus one, because if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't have been on this show twice.
Buddy, let me tell you something. Look, I'll pay double for her. Heck, she's gone outside. Her and the dog went to the store to get some ice cream. Her and our lab. So, hell yeah, I'll pay double just for hers. Because trust me, I'll be honest with you. I couldn't make it without her. How that woman's put up with me all these years, I have no idea. We've known each other since we was 14, and here we are. And Lord of mercy, yeah, and she's a threat throwing hat. And don't think every time if I get a new lid, she wants to know where the hell hers is too.
I get her one.
But
I got pink ones. I got them pink ones.
I saw that. And she don't know that. Oh, that'd be perfect. Oh, she don't know that one.
Yeah,
Well, hook up a box and send me the price, and then we can do this thing. Now, hold on 1 second. Hey, don't leave. I got to grab this door right quick. I got another 2 labs that's wanting to run out. Man, we got a house full of labs. Is all we got. Damn this joint.
How many you got?
Those feet?
I got 2. They're little Shih Tzus. Love them to death, though. I never thought I could love two little dogs so much.
Well, you can, because you know what? The thing is, you can, and I say this now, not that we ain't never done it. People kick them or jump them or do shit. And a dog, all they'll do is run right back up under your feet. And now, the youngest we got, Slick Jr., Old Champ Jr., we weighed him the other day. He's 11 months old. And he was born on Shelly's birthday, on my wife's birthday, September 20th. So he's, this month, anyway, he weighs 100, he's a chocolate lamb, weighs 120 pounds.
Damn.
And he thinks he still wants to try to sleep on the end of the bed. Now, I wish there was a way I could explain this one. I actually need help. I need like a male version of somebody, because every time I try to scold his ass to get it, I forgot it. I get him to do that, then she wants. Now, when he's on her feet, she'll have a fit, but when he's on my feet, she said, "You better leave that baby alone." This is what I have to deal with. Man.
Hey,
hey, we ain't even talked about the match today, man.
Oh, we'll get to that. My 2 dogs, now they're only 15 pounds, right? They're small. And how 2 dogs can push two adults almost off the end of the bed in a king-size bed is amazing. Because they don't lay
I know.
they don't
love
lay
it. I
like
love
parallel to the side. They lay
No,
parallel
no, no,
to the
no,
head and the foot.
no. Mm-mm.
So
No,
they're
no,
laying
no.
sideways across the bed, and we get pushed out to the end. I said, "How the hell did this happen?" And
That's
you know what
how
they
this.
do? That at like a little before 10, they'll jump off the sofa where they're sleeping already, and we're watching Yellowstone, and they'll walk over towards the steps, and they'll look back at us and say, "Ain't you two
Shout out
coming?"
to Yellowstone.
Yeah, shout out to Yellowstone, and they'll look back at us and say, "You ain't you two coming?" And they'll go up into bed themselves.
Brother, you sure you ain't staying in our guest room? Because that's how the hell this big one. Damn, we're so close to home. That's this big one, man.
And snoring, forget about it. They snore as loud as any man I've ever heard in my life.
Thank God. I wish. I'm okay. At least I can play this back tomorrow because I want her to hear this when they get back. Snoring. That's what he gets me all. How the noises he can make. I mean, good God, you think he'd have to practice it or something?
But
I mean,
I guess if a dog sleeps on his back, snoring's one thing. But if a dog is sleeping either next to you or on their back, then that means they have full trust in you. I said, well, you damn sure better. I give you half of my turkey dinner. I cook a ribeye steak on the pit boss, and guess who's going to sit there and eat half of it? Damn dog's 15 pounds. Two of them eat as much as I do.
That means his face is tired. He wants somewhere to lay down. That's what it means around our house. You feed this thing we got. I mean, you don't get to be 120, but he's up in the air. I mean, honestly, I thought he would quit somewhere normal. I'm gonna send you one here, and well, hell, he might have left driving.
My girl, before she heats up my leftovers, she got a plate of turkey, two big pieces for each of them. And again, they're only 15 pounds. They get two big pieces of turkey. I sit down to eat. That damn sitting right there at my feet, looking up at me like, "Hey, where's mine, bro? What about us?" And then she's like, "Oh, look at those faces, how sweet they look." I said, "Sweet my ass, they already ate half my damn turkey."
Got them little sweet angels right there. Them little go-getters. That sounds like my wife. That's them little angels.
Golly.
Pro, we got to figure out a way. We got to move closer together. Or we got to come up with that deal we was talking about, how we can get everybody on them. Let's see how we can. We got Buzz still. He said he's on deck circle if we need him.
Hey, I got to ask you not to interrupt it, but we're talking about
Come
stories. You know who one of the mini tour legends was? Wes Tuck.
Big, he lived me. Because Wes, what you need? Wes lived. Oh my. Okay.
Now I tell you this story. You remember Mike Riley from Pensacola?
Wes lived with me for like 2 years.
Well, remember Wes and Mike Riley used to room together every week. It was like you and Boo, and I either roomed with Johnny Kimball or Jake.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And who else would always room? There's a whole bunch of guys.
Let's get a hold of John Kimball.
I don't know how. I don't know where Johnny is.
I'm friends with his wife on Facebook. Let's see if I can round them up.
Yep.
They're in Texas. She runs like the Texas PGA or something.
You know, he played high school basketball against Shaq.
Who?
Johnny Kimball.
Well, I can tell you
that's a shit you learn when you room with somebody.
I don't doubt he was a hell of an athlete. Wes grew up in Birmingham, Manpel City, which is 30 minutes apart. Wes lived with me for 2 years, man. Through my first wife and now the one I've been married to for 100 years. Wes is Tuckleberry. We got to get now. Hey, last time I saw him, this dude had his shirt off. He was running down 26-mile marathons. You could see every damn muscle that he had everywhere through his back, his head, the whole damn deal. I mean, I said he looked like he went from them. He's my age. He'll be 56. He's a year behind me, so he'll be 56. Looked like he was 26. I mean, we got to get a hold of Tuckleberry. Look, we need to have a reunion.
Well, yeah, and you know that Riley, because Michael was from Pensacola.
I didn't know. Is he? Can we still get a hold of him?
I think Boo might know because I guess he's still in Pensacola. But the funniest story I heard about
Yeah,
Wes.
no, he can. I forgot about that. He can.
Because Wes did his thing. I mean, he'd go out, he'd go to drinking, but he would never get in any serious trouble. Nothing that he was going to get in with
He's
the law
the fun.
for.
You ought to live with him. He's a crazy. Go ahead. I'm going to tell
he would go out all night. So Riley tells us a story one time. He's kind of out. He says, I'm going to go to bed early. And Wes says, well, I'm just going to go out and have a few drinks after dinner. And he's like, a few drinks. So he said it's like 3:30 in the morning and he hears Wes come stumbling in. The door bangs open and he's bouncing off the bed and the dresser and everything, goes to the bathroom.
True.
And then he comes back out and he turns the TV on. And Riley says he hears the channels, like a couple minutes into it, he says all of a sudden the channel's just changing. Like it's not even stopping. And finally he says, I got to roll over and say, he says, Wes, what the fuck are you doing? And he said Wes had passed out with his thumb on the channel change. He's just fucking rolling through the channels.
That's one of the nicest ones.
That's the nicest one. I try to keep it nice at first.
No. I think that's a great one. I'm gonna go ahead and get Wes to sign something over the internet, so I can tell a couple of Wesley Snipes. So now I'm gonna tell you something. That's another one that can hit it straight as anybody I ever saw.
Mm-hmm.
His theory was one day I was aggravated. He said, "Why the hell you want to curb it if you just hit it straight?" And I said, "Well, I never
give that
way."
thought.
And he said, "Well, if you hit the first one straight, then just hit the rest of them straight." I said, "Listen, quit making this shit more complicated than it really is. Just hit it straight." Remember, Pete, we've been so blessed, man. The people we've met, you know it.
You remember that one dude? I think he was neighbors with Warren Buffett. He was an amateur. Why he was playing that tour back then at $500 or $700 a week entry fee and travel and everything, I have no idea. It was Jim something. Do you remember that guy?
Hold on a second. Hold on a minute, man. No, Jim.
He had glasses. He was.
Now, was he around our age though?
He was a little younger, I think, but he played that.
Oh no! Yeah, the dude that had kind of a not skinny, but kind of say 6'1" or 6 foot, 6'1".
Yep.
And
real nice guy, really nice guy.
With the glasses that look kind of like more business glasses than like.
He was very smart, but I think he.
But hell, he was out there for another reason. He was either looking for. To me, this opinion, he was either looking for either players or somebody to invest in. He went out there to play golf. He wasn't a golfer.
I think he was from an investment firm.
But he wasn't a golfer. No. What I meant was, I didn't mean that. But what I meant was, he did try to play golf, but he was trying to do his thing was to see if he found something so he could invest in. Would that have been the right guy?
Yes. Yep. That's him.
What's this fucking Jim? Kind of curlyish hair, not really. Damn.
Kemp.
No, I remember. I see him.
Jim Kemp.
James.
Yes, that was it. James Kemp.
We called him Jim. James Kemp. He's from down there in their neck of the wood, man, and Pensacola or Destin.
Do you remember? You remember the DP Tour Championship, and this was the week after Boo and Jake. Jake shot 36 under for those two tournaments. Boo shot 41. And there was a guy that was buddies with Stuart Sink because we played up. What was that course we played up in Atlanta that was our home course? That Heath ended up marrying that girl that worked there.
Hold on, man. See.
But anyway,
Calhoun. Shit. Yes. Anyway, that's where we showed out at.
Yes,
that's where we met.
And then Stuart Sink was caddying for his buddy in the Tour Championship, and he said, "Hold on, cuz, what you coming out here for? You can't win shooting no 12 under on this tour. You got to shoot 21 under."
Biggin, I know I told you this the last one. If I didn't, I did, and I'm going to. So, me and my buddy D. Pruitt, which is my road dog for 30 years, it has always, it will be. Well, we we go to New Orleans, where Boo does his shit at. We go down there for our Monday qualifier, and this is and we okay. It rains on us. We sleep in our car. We hey, we got just enough money for the damn thing. I done paid the entry fee. We sleep in our car overnight. Pull up to the damn deal. Get out. I go play golf next day. And I'm paired with Bud Steele. Never have met. This first time I've ever heard of Bud Steele. Don't even they ain't pay no attention to it. We play about 3 holes, and this summer ain't shut up talking yet. I'm talking about it's hey Pies, is that the best you got? Damn, I the hell my mama hit it that far. And I asked D, I said, it's so, I mean, God dog. I mean, we get about 3 holes over there, and Bud misses the green to the left, and he's got a flop shot, and he shoots it straight up in the air. And before it ever lands, he says, "Eat your fucking heart out, Phil Mickelson." And it rolls down there. Now, you got to understand, I ain't had no sleep. I'm hanging on for dear life. We get about 3 more holes. I hit a little run where I make 3 birdies in a row, and Bud said, "This must be your first time." Now that we've never met. Now you got our Steve. Now you knew how we were after we all got out there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna make these conjecture. So we get done. I shoot even par. I don't make shit. Bud shoots 69. He don't get in. So a whole year goes by, and then we show up in Georgia. And I walk out on the deck after at that same place. What is the name of that place, Pete? That
I'm
means
trying to think.
on the back deck, we out there, his girlfriend was running, turned out to
Mm-hmm.
be his wife. The back deck, we're drinking beer. Damn. It started out with a par five, par three. I
Yep.
mean, we can do this over and over. But so anyway, I walk out on the back deck. Well, there's this little fat, he's the same size square. Bud Steele. He's square. His body is square. He's sitting out there with a Bud Light. He said, "Hey, Pops," and look, and I can say this, and he looked like he swapped teeth with damn what's the cat that the from European tour, and I aggravated. I told him, "You need to go get something done about that." Lee Westwood looked like he swapped teeth with Lee Westwood. Had his grill stuck out there with looked like moss and shit on it. He said, "You remember me? Hey, Pops." And I said, "Damn, cuz." And I thought, I said, "You that son of a bitch from Louisiana." And we sat down and shot the shit. And and Bud Steele, Jeff Champion, and we hung out after that. But I'm getting how to tell that. So the next day he goes out there and he shoots like 64. And because I had told the guy, my buddy D, I said, "This son of can't beat nobody." Well, turns out that I must have left out a part or two in there because it turns out he could beat a few people. Hell, to be square, he was 5'2" square, like square, like his shit was. Could he not play though, big and I called him early and told him, "Get your ass, stay close to your phone, because I'm calling you. You're gonna be on the shit tonight." I ain't never heard nothing back from him.
Mm.
Bud Steele. Anybody ain't never heard of Bud Steele? He was a very, very talented player. I'm not making fun of Bud Steele. I love him to death. He's one of my boys. He's the cat that steps on his down ball on the 91st hole. How many holes? He stepped on the
It was the last hole, 90th hole at Q School.
and
He
and
stepped on his ball.
and he got it up now for par, which would have been for birdie. And if
Yep.
he makes birdie, he gets his tour card, and he don't, and his life, bless his
Completely
heart,
changed.
it changed forever. Now that's a story. Let's get him
I'm
on that.
afraid to ask guys like that. Timmy
No, no, no,
O'Neill.
no, no.
Timmy
Well,
O'Neill
hey,
came
can I
on.
do it? Do you
Oh
mind
yeah,
if I do it?
yeah. You
No,
can do
no.
it.
If I let me get a hold of Bud, and I say, "Bud, do you mind going through that with Pete? Will you do it, Pete? If I
Oh
do it?"
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because all he needs it told, man. He would feel better.
But
Pete,
I ran into
my God,
Timmy O'Neill, who's from Savannah, and Timmy's been playing a
no
long time.
shit. Hey, do you know AJ Montesino by any chance?
I know that name.
Okay, AJ Montesino, write it down. AJ, this is my okay. Him and Tim O'Neill, AJ Montesino is who I promote. God is in control with the bracelets and the hats and AJ, he was a golf coach here at Talladega when I was on mini tours, and uh, a greater dude I've never met. He's from out there now. He caddied on the tour for a long time. He caddied for who's the dude that beat Tiger on the 72nd hole with that big 2 iron over the tree on the PGA? Remember that way back in the day? He,
Uh,
he was caddy. He was caddy for him. Oh, he caddied for Kevin Spielman or Spielman, however you pronounce it, for 8 or 9 years. Hell, they won 7, 8 times out there. Up there in New York when Spielman hit them like 7 birdies in a row to win that one. Anyway, AJ's a great dude. We need him on here because he's a he. We I need. I'd love for you to talk to him and see if maybe that maybe that he could be on here. I think you would really appreciate it.
well, what I was saying about Tim was because I ran into Tim the other day. I played Savannah Golf Club last week and ran
I
into Tim, and
saw
I ain't seen
those,
him in
man.
years. But I
Is
had him on the
Savannah that
show.
bad? Is Savannah that nice?
Yeah, so Savannah Golf Club's awesome. It's built in 1796. The
I
golf
saw
course.
those pictures, man. You was killing me.
Yeah, well, you come here, we'll definitely go over there. They got some of the nicest, best people in the world over there. But we're getting ready to go play, and Tim's on the range, and I went over and we started talking a little bit. And but when he came on the show, and I hated to ask him, I said, Tim, can I ask you this? Before we came on, I said, I don't want to bring back old memory. Now, this is back to 2001, I think, but. And he said, "You got,"
Yeah.
because he all he needed was he could have double bogeyed the last hole, and he made triple and missed his card. And he said
See,
back
people
then,
don't even understand what that means,
yeah,
man.
and he said back, you got to remember back then they didn't have at Q School the big scoreboards like they do nowadays. And
No, he had no idea.
he said he had no idea. I think he said he three putted 17 for bogey, and he thought that pushed him to where he needed birdie 18, and he only needed to par it. Well, I mean, I think he could have bogeyed or double
Boy,
bogeyed and made it. He
I
made
mean
triple.
that makes my stomach. I mean, that is so wow that people don't realize that's crazy,
Because I told him, I said, I'm watching,
crazy, man.
and I was, I got player of the year around here and everything. I thought I knew just about everybody around here. And then they're like Timmy O'Neill from Savannah. I'm like, Tim O'Neill from Savannah? Who the hell is this? I never heard of him. And,
Yeah,
he's one of the nicest guys in the
Jimmy.
world, man. Ted is a good dude. And he's just looking, I think he's biding his time to get on the champions. I hope he does. I mean, there's another guy you say he's bided his time and worked his ass off, and if he deserves it, and great person, and I hope
You
he
know, there's
does.
such a fine line, man, of them staying in touch with it. From 40 to 45 is one thing. The last couple of tournaments that I won amateur wise after I got my shit back, my amateur status back, I was 44 on the last one. And when I say that, not that I couldn't play no different, but they was a difference. I mean, I'm not making excuses for me. I'm just saying, hell, either my mentality or my go get 'em or my ego or my backbone or what they was something that was the difference. And once you surrender to that shit, and I know you're going to agree with this, you're not surrendering to the end of the world, but once you surrender to that ultimate grind, because you got to grind, man, on many tours, any tour, a win's a win, but there ain't nobody gonna hand you no win. You've
Mm-mm.
got to grind your butt off. But once you go, you know what? Hey, I've had all I can stand. And once you surrender it one time, once you admit it, verbally, not to nobody else, but in your mind, once you do it to yourself, then ain't no coming back. And when I say that, hey, I thought I could make a few comebacks here and there, and I'm not saying it can't be done, but when when you surrender something, then you've actually, hey, look, hey, my little old redneck from Pell City, Alabama, it's been fun, man. But the thing is, what's more impressive to me and that I enjoy more is the people like you, the people I've met, Boo, the friends I got. Man, golf was just was such a blessing to get to meet so many great people. And I'm talking to one of them as we speak, and I'll say that tomorrow. I'll say it the next day. I'll say it next week. I'll say it as long as you and I are alive, Pete. And I mean that. And it's a shame it took 20 years to get back kicking it.
Mm-hmm.
But now, see, now you stuck with me now. So now you're going to be like, man, nigga, I might have to change my damn phone number or something because they calls me all the damn time.
But that's interesting you say that because I had a local guy on here the other day, Dondi Wall, 2 episodes ago. And Dondi's family is as far as we know, is the last Southern plantation owners, meaning they're from the South.
Is he a black guy?
No, they're white guys.
Okay.
The
No,
Wall
I
family.
didn't know, and I wasn't being a smart butt. Now I was just guessing. I'm sorry. I wasn't
It's
asking
okay.
that way.
They own. I think they own about.
Brother, you know I ain't racist.
Right.
I'm gonna get that straight for anybody listening. No matter what I say or how it comes out, I can promise y'all this. Only thing I'm racist about is ignorance. If you ignorant, I don't give a damn what color you are. Green, yellow, purple. If you ignorant, then I'm racist toward ignorance. Other than that, I'm not. Go ahead, Pete. I apologize.
That's all right. They own the last plantation here because everything else is like big hedge funds and shit out of New York or Philadelphia or Chicago.
Right.
But and Dondi grew up. I want to say their property was about 3,000 acres. It ain't no Yellowstone 250,000, but I mean 3,000 acres is a lot of property. And he didn't play.
It's 3,000 more than we got right now.
Yeah, I got like 0.001 at my house. But
Amen to that, brother.
He didn't play golf till he was about 21 when he moved to Hilton Head in the 80s. But I asked him, I said, what did golf teach you? And he said, it's not so much what it taught me, but it was the people it introduced me to that are my friends to this day, 40 years later. And for anybody that if you haven't played golf and you just got into it, then you're going to get into it and you're going to learn that. And that's the most valuable thing about it.
Amen to that. That's a blessing.
They're going to give you lifelong friends. We all get mad. And what's interesting is you watch the tour and anybody that plays golf can relate to this. And it doesn't matter if you're trying to break 100, 90, 80, 70 or what score is no matter how good you play, if you're a tour pro and you just shot 61 or if you just broke 100 for the first time and someone says, how'd you play, man? You just set your new personal record. And everyone that I watch on TV or that I know play golf says, yeah, but there was this one putt or this one shot on whatever hole that I should have done better. and that's the curse of the golfer.
Right? Yep, that is it.
I gotta ask you a question because you played. You were a world-class pool player. And you were pretty close to being a world class. I mean, you were world class. You get to.
I played in about a side. Yeah, but actually, yes.
Right.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and skip the chase. Yes.
So what were the life lessons that you learned from playing at such a high level?
Two different things and two different levels. Pool was I was 14 and 15 and. When I got a stick for Christmas, and it was like a 5-piece, which was like it probably wasn't worth like $10. Like it was like something you said it was awful. But to me, because I had watched the thing with Jackie Gleason down the old deal,
the Hustler,
and I actually got a stick. And I got a 3-piece suit at the same time when I was like 13 or 14. So I put this thing on, and my grandparents raised me. So there's a little bar in town, a little barbecue place that had one pool table. So Daddy took me over there, and I broke out the stick, and it came kind of easy. I'm blind in my left eye. I got it put out when I was in the 9 years old. So everything. That's why I shoot left-handed, and I had to turn everything around other way, like shooting a gun right-handed, different thing. So anyway, we do that, and it took Pooh was like, it's kind of cool. It was easy. So here we go, and we get to a certain point. I get about 17, and I'm beating everybody in town, and they're gambling about it, and I'm like, the money won is twice as good as money earned, so I roll that. Well, at 19, as I think I told you before, Johnny Archer is one of the best friends I have in the world, which is a Hall of Famer, world champion. Johnny lived with me and my wife for a little while a few years back. He was it needed it needed some company, and we'd let him hang out with us. Which Johnny and I met then. I was 19, he was 17, and we got pitted against each other. So anyway, I got to test out my skills. He was the only person that beat me that I didn't think. So let's fast forward on for a few years of that till I don't know, 25 or so. But no, actually less than that because I got out of it at about 23, and I don't mind telling it. Hell, everybody else knows it. It was a lot of stuff going on in those days in the late 80s with drugs and different things, and I didn't drink much then. But if you would get in a pool match and you might have stepped 10, 12, 15 hours. So that required some kind of speed somewhere or another or something else. And I'll leave it at that. And next thing you know, there you were. And Johnny never did any of that. And we'd run together. We'd run around and did a lot of things. And um, it the level of if I had have played golf like I played pool before I got kind of out of control mentally, I would have. I we'd be having this conversation except in a different way. I just I don't know if all the things that I have been blessed that I've got to do are such a blessing or a curse. Now I brought them all on. Nobody else did it, so it ain't nobody's fault but my own. No matter how you look at it, I just man, I was associated with so many things through. I took up golf because I got out of pool because of drugs, and if I'd have stayed in there, I might not have been here. And then I found out they gamble at golf, so I said, "Hell, I'll try that." And then that took off. Um, I'm not even really sure how to answer it now that I look back at it because all of that led me and you having this conversation. And here we are. We would have never met, and what my family thought I should be doing or they wanted me to do and how I am here, I can promise you this, which everybody's dead and gone, but my
Well,
mother. But
let me ask
I
you
don't.
this question: if as we were talking about comfort before, as we you and I both watched Boo's career, you had a front seat and I had a front seat for a while, and then from afar as he got
Right.
on his role. Do you think that growing up playing pool and you having that comfort level as you relate your golf career to your pool career,
Ain't no doubt.
that if you would have got to that comfort level playing golf, that it would have taken a different trajectory?
No, I'd have, this is going to sound arrogant, but it's just the truth. I'd have went through, yeah, I'd have went through that deal and Q school and everything else like a walk in the park.
Right.
And I know that's very arrogant, but I mean, that's my opinion. The, yeah, oh, I know it for a fact.
Because
I mean,
lot of people ask me, they say, what kept you from making it as far as you wanted to go? And I without hesitation, my first, it's a one word answer, and it's comfort. And they say, what do you mean? And we have the exact same conversation you and I are having.
yeah, no, that's that. And the one other thing, what sucks, poo, I never set no sights. I just knew if I heard there was somebody next in the next town that was good, I would. They say don't go there and play him. That's who I'd go play. And and with the golf, I said, well, I'm gonna go try to play professional golf. So I did. Then I was gonna see if I could win or compete. Well, I did. And then I was like, okay, now what? And you know what? As crazy as it sounds, the people, kids, if anybody's listening to this kids, this is no joke. My goals run out at okay, I'm good. Meaning, I never thought about. I really never. I can honestly say I never thought about. Okay, I'm going to Q school and I'm gonna whiz through there. I want to know if I could go play professional golf. So I did. Could I win? Won a mini tour event. Finished second, made some money. So I did. That and then could I go on Q school? Well, I never planned that far, so I know I didn't. I never. My point is plan out. If I had to do over again, my plans wouldn't have just stopped at let's just see if I can go compete. Let's get on with it. When I was in pool, it wasn't to see if I could compete. I knew I could be there, but I just want to see, you know, and the drugs got in the way. And
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but it's the damn truth, man. And I'm running with the greatest player, Johnny Archer, the Scorpion. Google him, check it out. That's my boy. But he never did a drug in his damn life. I went one way and he went another, and we split. And why I didn't make it no further in golf wasn't because of my golf game, because when we on gambling matches from Texas to Myrtle Beach, everywhere else, I beat more tour more players, not naming nobody gambling wise, than you could do it. But I wanted to them do the other, and I didn't prepare myself for that. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does
I just
because
prepared myself to play. I prepared myself for a small version, Pete. The mini tours. Okay, I made it. Okay, da da. And then
mhm.
okay, well, what about Q School? Well, really, I mean, I'm gonna go, but wait a minute, I really didn't plan on Q School, and that's exactly what I got out of it because I didn't plan on it. I never. My plan should have been bigger. So plan when you plan this, kids and shit. Go ahead and set your sights up there and get on with it. Don't do what I did. Hell, I did it ass backwards.
Bob
To me,
Rotella came here. Val Skinner was friends with a lady that was opening a golf shop, and this is going back a number of years. Don't ask me how many, because I can't remember. Too many vodkas in right now.
amen.
But Rotella was coming to do a talk because he had done a lot of work with Val, and they were very close. And I think he was in the area for something, so he said, "Yeah, I'll come down and help y'all with your grand opening." And he goes, "Look, I'll do before we do our seminar at whatever time it was, 3 o'clock, or what time your grand opening is." He said, "I'll do a free seminar to the local PGA because I want to help them out." So, let me back up a step. The sad thing was there were 6 of us that showed up to hear Bob Rotella talk. That's how sad
Six.
that 6 out of like
Mm.
120 some members in the local PGA, 6 showed up. But I'm not going to get
No,
into
that's
that.
embarrassing,
That it
man.
wasn't. I was embarrassed sitting there. But anyway, he called everybody in real close and said, "Come on, let's talk about this." And one thing he said was, if you set goals, if you're a goal setter, which he recommended everybody, he said if you're getting close to achieving your goals, or you're coaching a young person who, let's say, wants to get a college scholarship, as you start to approach that goal, you need to reset it like higher, because it's not
I agree. I agree
so many
100%.
players, athletes, and people in business. If anyone else listens in business, I'm sure that this happens all the time. People start to get comfortable, and as soon as they get comfortable, then they're probably not growing it the way they should be. Because if you're
Nope,
uncomfortable,
you're
you're either
100%
right, you
on
got
top of
growing
that.
pains, or you're doing something new or different, and it's not easy, which is a good thing. And you're going to get better at it. But before you get better at it, and you're approaching that goal again, well, okay, you got to reset it again, almost like continually chasing that carrot or continually improving. And that's
You are
something, right, that you and I, looking back after 20 years of playing or trying to play, can
you
say,
100%. That's when that's 1,000%. That is, if there's one thing, and you can't. If there's one thing you turn back to the damn the time, the hands of time. Literally, you just said it 1,000%. I didn't. Be don't be careful what you plan for, because if you reach them, keep go higher. And I say that it might not have made no difference. I might still be having the same conversation sitting right here, but I promise you, I hate that I limited. This is what I feel like, Pete. I feel like I limited myself, and without realizing it, I just wanted to go do that. Well, I went and done it,
mm-hmm.
and I did it, and then all of a sudden, wait a minute, I ain't playing for this other. Well, it was on me before I knew it. Don't limit yourself, man. I guess that's the best way I can put it. I hope that helps somebody. Don't limit yourself. Have you open minded and look, get after it. Don't let nobody. And you know what? And for every one person that tells you, look, you lost your mind, you can't do this shit. That's when you kick it in another gear and you get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you hope. You hope the people you meet say, "I hate to break news to you, but you know you're not going to be able to do this." That's where you crank it up another notch and get on with it. No, and I did that, and but now at my age now, if I can help, we do uh church league and different things, and we got the ball and stuff with the grandkids, and I mean, it just um, you just want to pass on a few things, man. That they get that somebody gets a smile out of and headed in the right direction, and where it's not a total complete mess up that you done somewhere, and you learn from you. Hey, I I couldn't if right now if somebody, and I mean this, if somebody said, let me tell you something, Jeff, look here, stop. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give you a ticket. That there's a chance, there's a 50%, hell, there's a 90% chance you're gonna win $100 million, or you can live the life you've just lived. I wouldn't take a chance on it. When I say that, people think I'm crazy. I have had such a great life with the people that love me, my family. I couldn't take a chance on. I wouldn't swap it. I wouldn't swap nothing. I mean, I'm old now, and I just appreciate the family I got around me and the people. Yourself, I'll give them. I mean, just hear me and you. We've caught up and laughed and more and talked in the last 2 months or 3 months. I mean, that alone means the world to me. I've enjoyed the heck out of this, man. We can do this. And matter of fact, we need to do it once a month, whether everybody likes it or not.
Oh, at least.
Now I've got the dog running around here crazy. The ball here. Look here, Petey. Let's set another date for the next one. I'm getting eyeballs. Is that okay?
Yeah. I don't want to get in trouble with Mrs. I think
No,
I'm on her
no.
good side, and I don't need you in trouble with
Oh,
it.
no. You on the side, the only side. That now it's your side and my side. My side ain't the good side. But now we got to figure out a way. We got to figure out a way somehow or another to get. But we got to figure out a way to get together between now and Christmas, somewhere between now and your place.
We're gonna do it.
Do that.
Well, before you got to go, before she gives you the
I ain't in that big a hurry. Hold on, I ain't in that big a hurry now.
Well, let's do our emergency 9 questions.
Yes, Lord, come on with it.
All right.
Hold on. I gotta go fix a drink. Hold on. I gotta get a good. No, because this time we got. I'm getting eyeballed. Oh, am I getting eyeballed or is he getting eyeballed?
She didn't have to find my phone. You're the one getting eyeballed.
He's right. You didn't have to find his phone. You had to find mine. She's in there shaking her head doing y'all a piece of work. There's that word there. Y'all are a piece of work. All right, here we go. Let's do it, baby.
All right. Now, this might be a stupid question given what you just said you were doing, but what when you're playing golf, what's your go-to drink?
Vodka and cranberry.
So I said that's a no-brainer after what you just said.
Yeah.
All right. This is a new question I got. I've asked a couple of people, but given that the James Bond, the new movie's out right now.
Just saw it.
Okay. Who's the best James Bond?
Sean Connery, man.
Yeah, me too, man. Look here.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry that I'm sorry. That's Sean Connery, man. I mean,
it's like, damn.
What's his name? Look, I was pretty good with the dude that did it, what's his name? But when he kissed that cat in the booth 2 or 3 years ago, that rubbed me wrong. Anyway, Sean Connery.
Yeah, Sean Connery. I mean, every dude wanted to be Sean Connery.
He was the sexiest man alive when he was 70. That
says it all right there.
That rests my case.
All right, if you had a 10-foot putt, and if you make it, you get $1 million. But if you miss it, you don't get your phone for a year, which for you might not be too much of a challenge given how much you lose it. Are you going to take the 10-foot putt?
Hold on, man. You done threw one at me right now. Got me over here grinning. Okay, do it again. Do it again. I'm going to answer this next time. No, you got me tickled this shit. Go ahead.
If you got a 10-foot putt.
Yep, 10-footer for my phone.
If you make it, you get $1 million. But if you miss it, you don't get to use your phone for 1 year. Do you take the putt?
Yeah, because I'm the best putter I know.
Yeah, because it don't matter if you lose your phone. You lose it.
Damn, I'll buy another.
Oh, shit.
Let's see.
Favorite golf course you ever played?
Ever played?
Mm-hmm.
Fallen Oaks.
Where's that?
In Biloxi.
Okay. Let's see. What's your superpower?
Bullshit. I mean, it's worked forever, man. It's amazing. I mean, I'm not joking. It has. I've got witnesses.
I'm just laughing because everyone I know is shaking their head right now, saying, "Damn right."
That is true. I love this show. I mean, you don't do it every night.
Let's see.
Go ahead.
Dream foursome. Who's your dream foursome?
Me, Freddie, Tiger. You know what? I'm going to say this. Hold on. Now I got me and Freddie, and I got to throw you in there, Pete, because you got honestly, and I'm not me, you, and Freddie, and damn. Now that last one, I could really care less because Boo. I'll throw Boo in there because he's gonna cut up a little bit.
Yeah, he's gonna cut up a lot. We'll give Freddie a hell of a time too.
Now, Freddie's got his hands. He's got his hands full, but he's going whether he likes it or not.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this thing gets big enough one day, we'll pull that off. I think he's living out at LA Country Club. We'll go out there because that place is amazing.
And if Boo don't want to go, we'll get Mike Warburg.
All right. That'd be shit. I wouldn't even let anybody film that because they wouldn't believe some of the stupid shit that we would do.
No shit. That'd be the nuts, boy.
We did this one. Best player that did not make it.
Okay, but let's think about that 1 second while we got to say. Best player that I know, that kid, he still got a chance. At least in his under 30. That best player that did not, because actually when we say best player did not make it, we got to be a cat that's 40-ish. It ain't going to got a chance to make it. That kid I talked about, he can still make it. So the best cat that I know that did not make it, damn, probably me, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I mean, I hate to be an arrogant son of a bitch. The best son of a bitch I know, I mean, not right. Damn. I mean, any other time, if it come down to 9 holes for my life, I'd probably be the one wanting to damn saddle up and get after it. Anyway, probably me.
A story that we got to talk about next time. I remember when they were setting up a match with you, and what was that guy, that gambler from Tennessee that won the amateur? Danny Green? Danny Green.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that one next time. Let's see. You go into McDonald's. What's the one thing you're going to order? For sure.
Damn, cuz.
I don't know how I come up with this shit.
If I go into McDonald's, what's the one thing I'm on? Quarter pounder.
Me too. I know we get along.
I can't help it, man. I don't know anything about it. Quarter pounder.
I give you a funny story that Hilton Head Nationals, of course, just off Hilton Head in Bluffton. And we were playing there on a Sunday afternoon, and we were hungover as could be still, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And the McDonald's is right off the 17th hole. So we drove the golf carts up over the curb. There was a hole in the fence. We drove over in the McDonald's parking lot.
Got your shit.
We ordered 6 quarter pounder.
God love it. God love it. You just drove over there, fucking.
Yeah. Let's go to drive-thru.
I didn't say that for people and the fans and the crowd, and that slipped.
All right, before I get in trouble with your missus, I ain't even met her yet. I gotta let you run.
She's done gone now. We can do this for whatever. She's gone.
Yeah, but
the dog's in here in my lap.
Yeah, but she gonna start stewing if you don't get going.
Yeah, she's gonna stick her head back around here. Now that is true.
All right, brothers. Good. Always a pleasure to catch up with you. We're gonna do it again.
Hey, man, from the Champion family, happy Thanksgiving, late Thanksgiving. I will talk to you between now and Christmas. We love y'all. Thank you very much. And thank you for having us, brother.
Anytime.
Hey, we love you.
Yep.
Peace out.
Bye-bye, brother. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. If you enjoyed it, you can find more information on today's episode and other topics at golf360.blog. There you'll find the show notes and links related to this episode, as well as any other episode that we've done so far to date. If you're interested in improving your game and would like to learn more from yours truly by taking a private lesson, a half-day or multi-day school, club or putter fitting, you can reach me through the blog site or by email, pete@golf360.blog. So some of you may be asking, what is the golf paradigm? All you have to do is click on the homepage while on my blog site to discover how you can start playing better than you ever thought possible. Or you can simply sign up, again, on the blog page for my instructional videos where I give regular tips on all areas of the game to include the swing, club design and fitting, health, fitness and nutrition, the mental aspects, and equally as important, the integration of all those things together. I'm also on social media, and you can find me at The Golf Paradigm. That's Paradigm, and I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, also under the same name, The Golf Paradigm. Facebook is usually the best way to reach me for questions and or comments, and I look forward to hearing what all of you have to say. This podcast is brought to you in part by Old South Golf Links. A short ride across a bridge from Hilton Head Island is one of the area's finest golf courses and a hidden treasure. Set up on towering pines and ancient oaks with sweeping marsh vistas, truly makes Old South Golf Links a one-of-a-kind golfing experience. The Clyde Johnson design was named one of the top 10 new public courses when it opened, and it also takes full advantage of the natural beauty of the Low Country. Old South is a fun and unique challenge for golfers of every skill level and a favorite of both locals and visitors. Whether it's your first time here or you're a regular, you'll be treated and feel like family. From the bag drop to check-in at the fully stocked pro shop with both men's and women's apparel, to breakfast or lunch before or after your round, the staff is always ready and willing to help. Experience for yourself why Old South is one of the premier golf courses in the Hilton Head area and why it will quickly become a favorite of yours too. Visit them in person or online at www.oldsouthgolf.com, or to make it tee time, simply call the pro shop at 843-785-5353.